you know, as I lament over the fact that a person like Donald Trump is now the head of one of our major parties, you also have to realize this is exactly what the Republican Party deserves. They earned it. They worked very hard to make an electorate that is conducive to someone like Donald Trump. And this is something I talked about at great lengths over the summer. Over the summer, I was talking about how Donald Trump fell on the Achilles heel of the Republican Party, because the Republican Party for 40 years plus has been the dog whistle, race baiting political party. They have used the art of subtle racism. There was one author who was on Bill Moyers who called it strategic racism, from Nixon all the way down to Donald Trump. You know, beginning with Nixon, the dog whistles that were used to galvanize the South, the Southern strategy, they have been building towards this. And it was this unseemly and unlikely coalition between poor white Southerners and rich white Rockefeller Republicans, who generally would not have anything in common. They don't even have their moral, their social conservatism in common, because many of the Rockefeller Republicans are socially moderate at best. Some of them are just downright socially liberal, but they have nothing in common except for the fact that they feel that the Republican Party is this great this great vessel to take America back to some fictional glory days that really, if there was such a thing, it was only a glory day for white people and not for anyone else, for straight white men, Christian men. And this is something that they actually tout. There's a clip that I have of Bill O'Reilly discussing how America is run by white Christian men. And he's saying this to then presidential candidate John McCain as they lament over the changing demographics of America and how the changing demographics change the power structure of America. And they're frustrated because now these changing demographics is taking away the power from white Christian men. And so this unseemly or unlikely coalition between rich Rockefeller-style Republicans who really don't give a damn about any social conservatism because they don't have a socially conservative life, and they don't really hold on to the Christian evangelical side of the Republican Party. However, they understood how useful that demographic was to their voting bloc. They maintained a coalition with Southerners, some rich, some poor. It wasn't always all poor, but Southerners who held on to religious traditional values. And they saw the problem of America being that we were consistently moving away from these golden days where black people knew their place, gays were in the closet, women knew their role was in the kitchen. This is, I mean, when you think about Take America Back, you always have to ask the question, take America back where, right? So this is the coalition that has been building in plain sight for the last 40 years. And as we discussed ad nauseum over the summer, Donald Trump is the greatest representation of this unlikely coalition. And that's why nobody could stop him. That's why no matter what they did, no matter what they tried, no one could stop Donald Trump, because he said exactly what the hell they've been saying for years in private. They were just smart enough at the time to never say it publicly. But now we've pushed the envelope of stupidity in America so far that it is completely acceptable to say in public what the hell they've been saying in private all along. And Donald Trump mastered the moment, and now he owns the Republican Party. And the Republican Party, more importantly, owns his reputation, owns his politics, owns his view of the world. They have owned everything that is disgusting about Donald Trump. Now, here's the thing that pisses me off about this more. Here's a golden opportunity for progressives in America to actually crush this movement and put it where it deserves to be. But we're too busy trying to decide if we want to be progressive in the first place. We're too busy trying to elect our own corporatist candidate. We're too busy, trying to redefine progressivism and to use identity politics as a means of suppressing real progressivism. We're too busy in our own fight to even capitalize on this opportunity that Donald Trump has afforded us. Because in what reasonable world would there even be a competition between a candidate who has disapproval ratings in the high 50s and low 60s and a second candidate? Except for the fact that we on our side have a candidate who they are doing everything they possibly can to promote, who has unfavorable ratings almost as low as Donald Trump, or almost as high, depending on how you're interpreting the data. So here's this golden opportunity to expose Republicans and conservatism for what they've been for the longest time, and we can't even capitalize on it because Democrats and people on the left have lost their damn way over those last 40 years as well. 857-600-0518. Yeah. So here we have the quintessential strongman who is capable of saying and doing anything, or at least saying anything he wants. He has taken over the Republican Party, and all dissenting voices are being crushed, not just by his bravado, but also by the political establishment that wants nothing more than to maintain political power. And that is the most important thing out of everything I said. You have to understand that these political parties are here to get and maintain power. And you ask yourself, to what extent are they willing to go to get and maintain power? They're willing to go as far as embracing Donald Trump instead of rejecting Donald Trump. That's where we are. And we're at a time where we can't even leverage it, and we can't even capitalize on it because of our own baggage.